What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and what an exciting day for the world of Apple. Today Apple has announced so many new products, namely the new iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. So with this video, I'm going to be giving you a recap of what's new about these devices, including the 6s, 6s Plus, the iPad Pro, the new Apple Watch colors, and the Apple TV 4. So first off, the iPhone is growing. It is the most popular phone in the entire world. Not only just the iPhone is the most popular phone, period. Many Android users are switching over to iPhone and the growth is outstanding. So Apple's trying to build upon that, and they ask themselves, what can they do to make the iPhone 6 even better? And they really had to dig deep for this one, but it didn't take much because now they've introduced this new feature called 3D Touch. Before I dig deep into specifics, the iPhone 6s looks almost identical except for a new rose gold color option. It's a very subtle yet beautiful color, and I think it'll make a perfect color choice. Now, other than the color, there's really not much that's changed aesthetically. Actually, there's nothing else. You wouldn't be able to tell them apart from a regular 6. Now, Apple's making light of that, and they're saying the only thing that's changed is everything. So we're pretty much looking at a complete internal overhaul. Of course, this is an S model, and that's what they are focused on for S models. We're going to be looking at major speed improvements, both graphically and performance-wise, and I cannot wait to get this thing in hand to test it. But this thing looks gorgeous in the new color, but let's go ahead and take a look at what's underneath the hood and what's changed with this new iPhone 6s. Now, I'd like to point out that even though the iPhone 6s has been announced officially by Apple, we won't know everything there is to this device until we have it in hand. Apple likes to be a little bit lackluster on the details and have us figure out everything there is to know about this device. So even though I'm going to be sharing this information with you, know that there is more. So to begin, 3D Touch. We thought it would be called Force Touch, but we definitely knew it was coming. This technology allows you to create shortcuts in iOS, pretty much reducing the amount of interaction you need with your device by adding a new 3D layer to the display that differentiates between a light press and a firm touch. Apple demoed a whole bunch of shortcuts on the iOS 9 experience built specifically for these two devices, and as we can see, it's everywhere, from links to photos to Instagram or Facebook to your phone application to even applications on your home screen. There's this new feature called Peek and Pop. So with a light press, you can get a shortcut, a little preview of something on your device. The harder you press it, the more likely it is to pop and actually get into that application. So pretty much you can save a lot of time just by peeking at applications on your home screen, peeking at photos or Instagram posts. It'll give you a little preview of it. If you press firmer and pop into it, it'll jump right into that application. And that is really brilliant. It'll save you so much time while maintaining such a simplicity. Now, this new hardware is available because of some updates to the display. So pretty much it can measure the distance between your backlight and the display. The firmer you press, it can measure very, very small distances. And as a result, you get this new Force Touch 3D technology. And something I'm happy Apple included is the new haptic engine they originally introduced with the Apple Watch, then they put it into their MacBooks, and now it's in the iPhone. So it's pretty much more effective than a vibration motor. It's faster and more responsive. So you'll feel like your iPhone comes alive when you use your Force Touch. There'll be a very nice responsiveness to it. And Apple demoed the new 3D Touch shortcuts available on the home screen when you actually click on an icon. So for example, with messages, you can get a new message just by force clicking on it. It'll jump you into that section of the application right away. Feature I really thought was cool. If you actually force click on the edge of the display, it'll open up the app switcher using this technology, making app switching very effective and very quick. So this 3D Touch is actually pretty extensive, and I was surprised with Apple's demo how far and how extensive it is built into iOS 9. So anything from your camera application to even third-party applications, they'll have these built-in shortcuts, especially for links and directions and even flights. I thought that was super cool. Now, I particularly liked Instagram, so it has this built-in 3D Touch menu, and this is coming soon, so you'll be able to jump right into that section of the app, and you can preview individual pictures real quick and like them with some very simple gestures. It's really cool how extensive it is in the iOS. So something Apple demoed that I thought was really cool was a new feature called Live Photos. It'll take a few pictures before and after your picture, and it'll actually play through them when swiping through photos, or you can set it as a wallpaper and it'll bring your photos to life with audio. I thought that was super cool, and it's actually very interesting how your photos come to life. It's compatible with all of Apple's devices. Now, what's powering this new iPhone 6s? Well, it's an Apple A9 chip. Apple has been very sparse on the details, so we don't really know if it's a triple quad core or dual core, but we do know there is a definite improvement over the Apple A8 chip. There's a 70% improvement over the Apple A8, and when it comes to graphical performance, there's a 90% improvement. Apple actually demoed a new game which took advantage of the new 3D touch display as well as the new architecture on the iPhone 6s, and it was pretty impressive. You could press harder and shoot missiles or press lightly and just shoot the gun. Apple also built in the M9 motion coprocessor into the actual CPU to save room and improve efficiency. Apple also improved the Touch ID sensor. It's now twice as fast as the old one, and it's more accurate with less read errors. So this finally brings us to the camera. Apple didn't want to sacrifice quality when jumping up in megapixel size, because as they do the pixels, the structure actually gets smaller and smaller, and it reduces quality typically. Well, Apple waited until technology caught up to where they can increase the megapixel count without sacrificing quality, and they did just that. So there's this new beautiful 12 megapixel sensor on the iPhone 6s, and it's just absolutely gorgeous in terms of quality. There's deep trench isolation, which means that you don't get muddled colors. It's very true to life. Apple's priding themselves on how accurate this camera is and just how beautiful it is without editing. Now, this new camera has the same aperture as the previous generation, which I was a little bit disappointed in. However, the quality, as we've seen in these demos, these are actually taken with the iPhone 6s, it looks to be very impressive, especially in low light. So although the pixel size has grown, the actual quality has not diminished like many smartphones do. Now, the video has received an upgrade as well. It's now 4K capable, so finally Apple has caught up with the rest of the world. So it's very good to see that the iPhone 6s has finally caught up to the competition, and it's now a very capable camera. I cannot wait to test this thing in real life. So let's talk wireless. Apple has introduced a new chip for even faster LTE wireless and new bands. It's now capable of up to 300 megabits download speed, so that's double of the iPhone 6. It has the most LTE bands out of any smartphone on sale right now, making it the best phone for international travel. Now, the Wi-Fi has received an upgrade as well. It's now twice as fast. However, most people's routers aren't even capable of that just yet, but it's good to have that future proofing. So there it is, the iPhone 6s. It's going to be extremely capable, especially with iOS 9 tailored just for that 3D touch. If you're on Android, Apple's releasing a new application for you to easily transfer all of your files over to the iPhone 6s. The iPhone 6s will also launch with some brand new accessories, and boy, do they look gorgeous. So there's this new docks for all of the iPhone 6s. They're color coordinated, as well as new options for cases, both in leather and silicone formats. So I think that's absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait to get my hands on those as well. And the iPhone 6s is launching very soon. Pre-orders start on the 12th, and the actual launch we will be seeing on September 25th. So get your credit cards ready, guys. This is it. We're almost there, and the prices will actually stay the same. I was disappointed to learn that the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus will still start at 16 gigabytes. Please stop the price gouging, Apple. But to make it easier, Apple has this new iPhone upgrade program, which will make it a little bit easier for you to get the newest iPhone every single year. They'll give you money for your old one, but you do have to pay a monthly subscription fee. So you're actually getting a lot for your money with the iPhone 6s. It truly is one of the biggest S upgrades I've ever seen. It's the most powerful iPhone ever, new features, and it's coming with a custom built version of iOS 9 for it. So that's the iPhone 6s, guys. So that's not all. The iPhone 6s also features a completely new construction. So not only is it a lot stronger in terms of durability of the shell, the screen received some updates as well. So first off, it uses aluminium 7000 alloy used in the production of the Apple Watch, making it a lot tougher, so the actual metal isn't as malleable as my tests have shown. This thing is very bendable and it's actually very prone to shattering. Now, the display on the front has received some updates as well. It's now made with a dual ion exchange process, making it a lot tougher than the iPhone 6 glass, and I can't wait to actually put that to the test with some drop tests and see just how more durable this is, because I gotta say the iPhone 6 was not very durable at all. Now, this was something Apple was kind of discreet with. They just went over it real quick and didn't really talk about it, and I could see why. The iPhone 6 Plus and 6, the bend issue, wasn't really something they wanted to stay on the subject of. So here it is, the iPhone 6s. It really wasn't a surprise, guys. There were a couple software features that I was like, oh, well, there it is. But overall, guys, 90% of this stuff we knew knew about. All of the rumors, they proved to be true. And it's something that at the same time, I enjoy reading about, but then it spoils the surprise of actually seeing the iPhone 6s getting released. You know what's coming. But the live photos were a nice touch. I was actually very surprised with that. And the quality of this thing is just stunning in terms of camera quality. So I cannot wait to actually get this thing in hand, test everything. And trust me, I will be testing everything about this device. So be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed, I will be showing everything for you guys about the 6S. Also, there are some new products. The iPad Pro, the Apple TV 4, iOS 9. I'll be covering that in my very next video in just a little bit here. So this video is just about the iPhone 6S and 6S Plus. Cannot wait to get these guys in hand. And guys, stay tuned for many more videos to come. Hope you enjoyed this video and the iPhone 6S. Peace.